My name is Elke Krasny and I work as a curator and project-based artist. My major themes are urbanism, architecture, interventions into hegemonic representations. I teach here at the Academy of Fine Arts in Vienna, and this specific exhibition deals with issues of space, of urbanization and urbanism, and what people do with space and what space does with people. The title hands-on urbanism is not self-explanatory. It's a made-up term in a way, and it refers to urbanism, urbanization, but urbanism also means the way urban dwellers, city dwellers live and what kind of way of life they have. And hands-on means active, participating in, but also actively involved in doing something. This specific exhibition starts with the modernization of cities due to the onset of industrialization in the mid-19th century. So we are traversing roughly 150 years in the exhibition, and we are looking at cities from a transnational perspective. So we look at different places in the world, but we also look at how they are linked with each other through migration, through flows of labor, through flows of ideas and networks. I think if we look at the development of cities or at urbanization, we could also consider it a history of a sequence of situations of crisis. And at the same time, these crises lead to solutions. And these solutions are not master planned from above, but rather developed bottom up or transversally. And you could say that indicative of these crises are two major things: gardening and settling. So when people lack things, very simply put, if something is not there you need, then you will start doing everything you need to do in order to achieve it or to get it or to put it into place.
My name is Alexandra Maringer. I'm the scenographer for the exhibition Hands-on Urbanism. I studied architecture in Vienna and in Paris. I started to work in the field of scenography about 13 years ago. As scenographer, I work for different media. I work for film, for exhibitions, for stage. The basic task for me is to create a space that tells a story. Each media has a different way to be presented to its public. For a film, for instance, people can never enter the space I created. In an exhibition, they're very there. They can touch everything I did. So the atmosphere I imagined for this exhibition, Hands-on Urbanism, was a space which is urban in a way, has remnants of urban fabric in it, so maybe roughness or dirtiness or also labyrinth of a cityscape. And then also this battle between the greenery and the built space in a city, which is actually what we're telling about the whole exhibition. So this was the basic theme that I wanted to bring together. It was very important for me to use the resources of this town, Vienna, for this exhibition. So I established a collaboration with the Vienna Garden Department and the Vienna Waste Department. So I wanted to use material which is already existing and not really design something completely new. We found Strabag to provide the fences for us, which we will use now temporarily, and then we give them back. We found PET bottle companies, Varioform and Greiner Packaging, who provided us bottles out of their production so that we can plant our plants into them, and they can afterwards go back completely into the recycle process, so there won't be waste.
Well, I think one of the most important challenges at the moment is how do we actually deal with globalization? And there is no patent recipe to it. I mean, we are living it. We are part of globalization, whether we want it or not. And on the other hand, we have to deal with finding out how to cope with the crisis that is part of it. And I guess the local impact of globalization might be very different, but the strategies people come up with might not, because they rely on producing new knowledge, claiming that you have a right to the land, networking. And I think they rely also on grassroots movements that start often from what we call bottom up. I mean, it's not a word I particularly like, but it's something that starts from taking root below, but then oftentimes grows into policy. And I think what I find most interesting is that there's always a relation to policy making, and how can there be an impact on change of policy. I find that very interesting, and I think this exhibition is a contribution to see this relation between action and policy.
What I really like about this exhibition is that it's looking forward. It's telling you about networks, it's telling you about collaboration, it's telling you about hope, it's telling you about activities that you just reclaim again, that maybe people forgot in town. It's all showing projects which came out of a crisis, like a crisis we're in now at the moment. But it's forward-looking, it's positive, it's what you can do with the least things possible and how you can make things blossom again.